Hi everyone. So today I wanted to go over how to create an invoice templates, how to set it up so that you can get your invoices paid online, and then how to send invoices through email. So right now we're on the dashboard of the demo company. The easiest way to create a new invoice is right here with new sales invoice, but I think we'll start first with checking out the templates. So if you go to general settings, wait for that to load, come down here to invoice settings, and you can go in here and take a look at the default invoice templates. Alright, as you can see, there are three different types right now. So the traditional invoice template is kind of just the standard one. You need to upload a logo to each individual template, so you could have different ones for different things. So like it has here the standard one and then special projects. And then you can also do more advanced formatting with the docx templates. We're not going to go into that today because we're going to just hit the basics. But for these two, you can click on options, edit, and these are kind of the options you have. You can change the name of the invoice, so draft, invoice, credit statement, purchase orders, different things like that. Play with margins. The biggest things are terms and payment advance, and then terms for quotes. And then the other thing is you want to do payment services, and this is where you need to select your payment service. So if you do not select a payment service for online payments, then they won't be able to pay their invoices online. So you might have your PayPal account, or Stripe is one of their payment services you can set up for credit cards connected to your Xero account. But if you don't go in here to the invoice template and select from this drop down for, say, your credit card, that Stripe vendor or your PayPal vendor, then they will not actually be able to pay you through online. So you make sure you do that, and then when you send your invoice through email to your client, they can actually go ahead and pay it online. The rest of these you can like hide discount and show contract account numbers, different things like that, or you can set it to, for this one, to exclude taxes, or taxes are exclusive or inclusive, things like that, and logo alignment. So we're going to just hit cancel because we didn't really change anything. We will go to our dashboard again, and then we're going to go play with an invoice, and then I'll show you what it looks like from the customer's viewpoint, from our viewpoint, and how to email that out. So from here on the dashboard, you can click new sales invoice. You can also click this plus arrow here, plus sign here, and also pick new sales invoice from there. You can also create a new sales invoice from the customer page. So if you go into contacts and you're in a customer, you can actually click on create new sales invoice for that customer. So this is your invoice creation screen. So you'll start typing in your customer name here. So where you'll change your invoice type. So we saw that they had standard, they had special projects, and then they had a third one here is here in branding. So the top one in that list in your invoice template settings is always going to be your standard one. I mean, it's going to be the default one. So if you wanted your special projects to default, you need to just drag and drop it above standard. But right now we're on standard, or you can do very orange invoice or special projects. So we'll just leave it at standard. We'll do, let's see what we got in here. We'll add a new contact. We'll add myself. My company. And yes, we're going to add it as new. The date of it is July 15th, today's date. It'll be due on the 19th. It automatically populates a new invoice number. So it just automatically just selects the next one. And then we can do a reference if we have a specific reference number. And we have items in here. So this is another cool thing, is you can set up items so that you don't have to come up with pricing. So you can come up with your pricing in the background and then just go in here and select, we got these. We can add some more items, and then you can say quantity 20. We wanted 15 of these. You got a 5% discount on that. And then we're going to say this is a South region cell. So this is what it looks like from us. We can either do approve right away, approve, add another, approve, print, or we can just do save as draft, save as continuing editing, save as, and submit for approval. So we're going to just do approve, All right. And for any new vendor, you can go ahead and quickly add their email address. So we're going to do my info at so anyone can email that, any questions or anything to that email address, and then we'll do C. There we go, hit save, and now we have an email address and an address, physical address. So to be able to email, you need the email address, right? And so now you can see that everything's populated like we want. We can go in here and we can edit, we can void, we can copy to, we can share the invoice, and we can check online payments. So right now what we'll do is we'll do a preview. So this is what it'll look like when once I email it to me and I log in. This is what it will look like. So this is what the invoice looks like. When I look at it, I can see that these are the two things I have purchased. Here's the quantity, here's the unit price, this is how much it cost, discount, so this is the total. And these are both exempt, and if I wanted to make them taxable, you could see tax at the bottom here. So we'll go back and do that so you can see what that looks like. So if we do invoice, edit, and then we'll change this from tax exempt to whatever sales tax rate we want it to be. So we'll just do since they have a standard 9.25, where I'm at in Virginia, it's 5.3, but we'll just do that, and we'll do update. All right, so now that we've got that updated, you can see now that there's a subtotal, and there's total taxes purchases, and then total. And that's because amounts are tax exclusive. So you can change that to inclusive, so where it'll still calculate sales tax, but it'll be included in this number. So now if we do preview, you can see total tax on purchases is $30.65. And if these are two different items that had two different tax rates, we could also do that, and you'd see the different line items for the taxes. So now you can see the terms here at the bottom. You can see registered office and pay now at link. And then you can also check it out. So this is what it will look like on a mobile device. So the last thing to do once you have an invoice ready to go is you can do email. And in the invoice settings, you can also change this message. So this is just kind of a standard default message. It says, hi, this is how much you owe. This is a link to go pay it. You can also view a PDF. At the bottom here, you can include a PDF attachment if you want to. You can include any files that you've attached to this invoice. So you had some backup of like timesheets or whatever you wanted to include. You can include that as well. And you can also send a copy to this email address. So we're going to hit send. And you can also, at the top, you can also include several additional email addresses if you want. Down here at the bottom, you can also add some notes. You can add any comments you want, expected pay date, and save so that anyone else coming in here could see that as well. So now we'll go to my email. All right, so here's the email that we just sent to me. And as you can see, it says, hi, here's the invoice amount, here's when it's due, and you can view and pay online here. So if we click on this link, if you click on that link, normally it would ask you to sign in if you're someone who doesn't have Xero, but since I was already signed in, it just brought up the invoice, and this is what it would look like your customer would see. They'd see a pay now button since you went in there and you set that up, and then you've got the invoice here, and so they can hit pay now and pay it. Since this is a demo company, I'm not going to do that, but now that we've looked at the invoice, what we can do is we can close it, and now we can refresh this page, and we'll now see that it says viewed. So this is really nice because then now you can go and look and say, hey, I sent invoices out to, emailed invoices out to these 5 different vendors or more if you have more, and you can see if they viewed it. And that way you can call them if you need to and be like, hey, you need to pay this invoice. I know you saw it. Please, go ahead and pay it. Maybe use a little bit better language than that, but that's kind of the idea. The other thing we'll go quick look at is if you go back over to invoice settings, you can set up automatic reminders. So you can go to here to invoice reminders. And so right now it's turned off, but if you click on the little box here, it turns it on. These are the standard. and include a link to the invoice PDF. So that's kind of the general overview of invoices. And then back on the dashboard, of course, you can see that quick overview of how many invoices are set in draft, how many are out there awaiting payment, and then how many are overdue. So that's kind of nice, gives you a quick view of that. So those are the quick overview of the basics of invoices. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, or shoot us an email. Like the video if you thought it was good, and let us know if there's anything else you want us to cover in upcoming videos. Thanks.